It is? Do you want to turn it up like 2 notches? Yes.
Now it's clear we long for more. Learn to dream, find, explore. Every journey brings us home, a story all our own.
So Soundcheck was a project where we gathered various students from around the state of Vermont, a small group, a core group. We wrote the song, we got the scratch tracks, we recorded it, and then it's being sent all over Vermont to show the power of student voice in education.
Getting started was probably the hardest part.
Yeah, and then like
just
Asia
and Caleb was there for it.
and Caleb and I all did one verse all together, and I don't even remember which one.
Well, and when we start to tie into those metaphors or analogies, we might be tapping into it. We knew we needed to have that sort of intensive workshop for 2 days to work on the song and figure out what that song was going to be.
That unfinished journey led him to that realization.
Like we thought about where is the song going? Where are we starting?
The journey, not the destination.
Where are we ending? And we did a lot of exercises.
We had this big sheet of paper like you see in school, and we had like little markers, and we just kind of let everything fly out there, and then we slowly like constructed like the base of the song and what the form was and what we wanted it to look like. And it pulled everybody into that focus point.
Personally, for me, that like exercise kind of got me started in thinking that education is a right. It's creating equality and stuff. And from that, we were able to kind of blossom with ideas. And we pulled from that exercise, we pulled the emotion that we want to get from the song and the emotion that we want to put in the song.
And the emotion that we want to evoke from other people too.
I think someone in everyone's life should want for them to learn, should wish that they should further themselves through education, whether it be in a classroom or by themselves.
You have dreaming and finding and exploring. Those can all be translated into emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really confident that the whole thing would be magical in a lot of ways, but still there was that mystery of what's going to happen. And the thing I was most concerned with is how are we going to create this song without putting too much teacher or professional musician input into it, because I think what's great about it was that it was a collaborative process, and we weren't just like, it wasn't just teachers saying do this, and it wasn't just students saying we're doing this, but we were truly working together.
It was just like kind of pulling from those ideas of what could be, and what we had experienced that brought like that truth into the song.
So it was kind of like a group of teachers and a group of students, all very equal.
Every journey brings us home.
At the end of the day, we brought the song together a little more, and everyone was just jamming. Like we were dancing. It was like, personally for me, like that was like a moment where we were all like, okay, we're fam. This is good. We just wrote a song. That's pretty dope.
I mean, the song was amazing just in itself by the time we were done, but that was just the beginning of it, because that song from there was going to be shared with all these different schools across Vermont. And then from there, it was time to go out in the field, and we took our crew and visited each school and did these like sort of rapid setup load-ins and recording, and within an hour we'd have the tracks we need from the various schools, and then we'd pack up and go to the next school. And so over the course of 2 weeks, we were able to capture the sounds from probably 100 or so, more musicians and singers of all ages for this video.
Now it's clear we long for more. Learn to dream, find, explore. Every journey brings us home, a story all our own. Finding purpose, meaning hope, uncovering a wider scope. Everyone contributes what they've come to know.
Soundcheck gets to the heart and soul of what we hope and dream for education. Like when Act 77 is on paper and legislators are talking about it or administrators and school boards are talking about it, it can become very abstract.
And so the song really reflects how students require their own time and their own pace and their own place to really fulfill their learning needs.
That's performance-based assessment, meaning you did something and have this product that's a real product that has meaning in the world. This project is meant to walk that talk.
We all mess up, and that's okay, because when we fall, we learn what it means to get back up.
Taking risks without fear. Learn and guide peer to peer.
So you can go off and be like, this is what I'm really interested in right now, and this is what I want to do, but then with that can also change. And that's not a bad thing, that's something that's a constant learning experience.
Unbound capacity to know.
And we're all trying to figure out we're trying to make school more relevant to all of us. And it's more like appropriate now in a school setting to talk about relevance. And I think that's super awesome.
Anytime, any place, any case. It's only who we are. No, it's not a race. It's our time, our place, our pace. It's choice and voice we co-create.
If you try to shield a tree from the elements, it will never grow a strong base, so it will fall over when it's confronted by true elements. I know that when you're gardening, seedlings that you have, if they're in a greenhouse, there's oftentimes fans on them. So these seedlings are constantly, their stalks are constantly bending and stuff, and as a result, evolutionarily, their stalks get thicker and stronger so they can withstand more. So once they're out in the open and under the stress of real elements, of like real rain and real wind, they have a better chance of surviving it. And I think that's the same thing with personalized learning plans. When you give kids the opportunity to forge their own learning path, it's like putting that fan on them while they're seedlings. Like they grow stronger as a result.